Welcome to your first video for Number Sense 1 Media Lesson 1. So whenever you start a media lesson, make sure that you have your paper packet printed, okay, for the corresponding media lesson. You should have it printed, and everything that's written in any video you should also write down in your media lesson packet. Also, you should have pencils, and you probably want to have a couple of highlighters of different colors available because we'll frequently use highlighting to highlight important information. So let's look at this first question. We are using base blocks to represent numbers. Use base 10 blocks to represent the following numbers. So here are pictures of base 10 blocks, and notice we have a unit is equal to 1, and that's one small block. If we take 10 of those units and put them together, we can say we have 1 rod, and 1 rod is equal to 10. And if we took 10 rods and aligned them all the way up, 10 rods would be 100, which we'll call a flat. Now you don't want to draw all these little lines when you're drawing the pictures in the chart here. So for a flat, you can just draw a square. For a rod, you draw a line. For a unit, you draw an X. So our first number is 152. So let's go to a website. 152 is 100, which is 1 flat, and notice it has the 100 here. 50 is 5 rods. Here are 5 rods, and now we have 150. And now we have 2 more for 152. Okay? An important idea to notice here that you're probably aware of, but maybe you don't think about too much, is that the place of the digit determines the value of the digit. So here, a 5 in this place represents 5 tens or 5 rods. If we had a 5 here, that would not be the same, that would be 5 ones. So now let's go back and represent this on paper. So we had 1 flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rods, and 2 units. And now we're going to write that here. So 152, it's the combination of all of these, or these combined, which is 1 flat plus 5 rods plus 2 units. Let's look at 304. So for 304, we'd have 3 flats. Since there was a 0 in the rods place, we wouldn't have any rods. And we have 4 ones. So notice how the 0 is important here, okay? We can't just leave out the 0. So lots of times we think 0 is nothing, but 0 is representing 0 tens or 0 rods. If we left it out, it would say 34, which would be 3 rods and 4 ones. So the 0 is a placeholder that tells us we have 0 of that specific type of place value. So 304 is 3 flats and 4 ones. So 3 flats plus 0 rods plus 4 units. And finally, 210. Let's do this one without the website. So the 2 is 2 hundreds. That's 2 flats. The 1 represents 1 rod or 110. And there are 0 ones, so we won't put any X's for ones. So we have 2 flats, 1 rod, and 0 units.